Hello. Today I will be presenting an instructional intervention proposal for a third grade student referred by the pseudonym Evan. Evan has autism and emotional regulation needs and is educated in a small group classroom with 3 other boys who have similar needs. My role in this case is as the autism specialist, and my goal is to design interventions that address Evan's underlying needs rather than focusing on reducing behaviors. To begin, I will discuss the data collection and assessment process. Multiple sources of data were used to gain a comprehensive understanding of Evan's needs. These included classroom observations, ABC data, behavior frequency counts, teacher input, and work samples. In addition, 2 key assessment tools guided the development of this plan: the underlying characteristics checklist, Classic, and the Ziggurat worksheet. These tools helped identify core characteristics of autism that impact Evan's behavior and social functioning, particularly difficulties with transitions, completing non-preferred tasks, and communicating with peers. This data will continue to be reviewed on the ongoing basis to monitor progress and guide instructional decisions. Next, I am going to explain how the data was analyzed and how replacement behaviors were identified. The data showed that Evan struggles most when transitioning back from breaks, completing non-preferred tasks, academic tasks, and interacting with peers. Challenging behaviors were most likely to occur during transitions and when academic demands were placed on him. Rather than focusing solely on eliminating these behaviors, appropriate replacement behaviors were identified that serve the same function. These replacement behaviors include requesting help or additional time, using visual or verbal strategies to return to work, and using structured communication supports when interacting with peers. We are also using a point system like ClassDojo so that every time he does do something, he earns a point. It's very visual, it's easy for him to see. This intervention plan includes 3 main strategies. The first strategy is the use of visual supports and structured routines. Visual schedules, first then boards, and timers were used to increase predictability and reduce anxiety during tasks and transitions. For example, before working on a non-preferred task, Evan uses a first then board that shows work, then break, along with a timer to track how long he is expected to work. When Evan follows the schedule, staff provide immediate positive feedback or a ClassDojo point. The second strategy is explicit social skills instruction. Evan receives direct instruction in peer communication skills, including how to initiate interactions, respond to peers, and participate in short conversations. Instruction includes modeling, role-playing, and guided practice during structured activities. For example, during group activities, Evan practices asking a peer to join a game using a sentence starter such as, "Can I play with you?" Staff provide prompts as needed to reinforce successful communication. The third strategy is positive behavior support and reinforcement. Expected behaviors such as completing tasks, transitioning appropriately, and interacting with peers are clearly defined and reinforced consistently across staff. For example, when Evan completes a non-preferred task independently or returns from break without prompting, he receives a verbal praise and a point on ClassDojo. As Evan's independence increases, reinforcement is gradually faded. There is also potential obstacles to consider. These include staff inconsistency, difficulty generalizing skills across settings, and reduced motivation. To address these challenges, staff collaborate regularly and follow clear procedures, skills, and practice in multiple settings with different peers, and reinforcers are viewed and updated based on Evan's current interest. Reinforcement is individualized and delivered immediately following appropriate replacement behaviors. Progress is monitored through behavior frequency data, observation notes, and goal-specific tracking. Data are reviewed weekly to determine the effectiveness of the interventions and to make adjustments as needed. In conclusion, this instructional intervention plan is designed to support Evan's communication, behavior, and independence by targeting the underlying characteristics of autism. Using data-driven decision-making, consistent supports, and positive reinforcement helps promote meaningful and long-term success for Evan in the classroom. Thank you.